Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. Earlier today, I think it's just a couple hours ago, yeah, like 4:20 a.m., so like 5 hours ago maybe, Gilius had a couple of tweets that are starting to gain some traction in the League of Legends community on Twitter. There were some things that I definitely agree with, some things that I disagree with, and I just really wanted to get my opinions out about a lot of this stuff, because at some points I understand what Gilius is saying, but also at some points I think what he's saying is really idiotic and makes absolutely no sense. So we'll go through all of that in this video today. But before we get into that, I just want to mention real quick, if you're not already subscribed, definitely click that subscribe button really quick. It's fast, it's free, it's easy. It helps you guys stay up to date on my latest content, and I would appreciate it a ton. I think we recently hit like 5,700 subscribers, trying to hit 6,000 as soon as we can in 2021. That would be awesome. That is a big goal of mine. Also, dropping a like on this video if you appreciate my content, if you like what we do here, if you enjoyed this video at all, helps me out a ton. It really does get me up in the YouTube algorithm, get my videos out to more people, and that would be awesome. I would appreciate it so much. With that being said, here we go, getting right into this one, where Gilius had a couple of tweets I want to talk about. First of all, he tweeted out, LPL, no best of one. LCK, no best of one. EU, best of one. Guess who always wins Worlds? Now, one, I think this is a very lazy take. Two, we've had this discussion a million times. Is best of one better? Is best of two better? Is best of three better? But I don't even necessarily want to have that discussion because, one, you know, it's been played out so many times. Everybody has their opinion. Everybody has what they like as a fan. Everybody has their opinion on what would be better for competitiveness. And I don't think, I really don't care either way. To me, it is not that big of a deal. I think people blow it out of proportion. I think people love to use it as an excuse. And that is what really pisses me off when people do use it as an excuse. Because at the end of the day, I do believe that is all that it is. But when he does talk about guess who always wins Worlds, extremely lazy take, and again, a big excuse that I absolutely hate. Yes, LPL does not play best of ones. Yes, LCK does not play best of ones. Yes, Europe does. That is making it a very surface level argument. Is that the only reason why Europe has not been able to win Worlds recently, and why the LPL and LCK have? Also, in the last 3 years, we have had Fnatic make it to the World Finals. We have had G2 make it to the World Finals. We have had G2 last year make it to the World Semifinals and be just as good as these teams. Just because they didn't win the very final series does not mean that they're right there. Like, in League of Legends, you have one big international tournament a year, you know, with Worlds. Also, G2 won MSI. So again, G2 at one point was the absolute best team in the world with best of one. So it's not like in best of ones you are incapable of being the best team in the world or winning the best tournament. Yes, on those days, in that one best of five, yes, Fnatic came up short. Yes, G2 came up short. But they were right there. At worst, you know, you can say that they were the second best team in the world. And again, if you play that tournament over a couple of times, G2 is going to have a couple world championships. Fnatic is going to have a couple world championships in that mix. Also, League of Legends esports is weird in the fact that they only have the one big worlds every year. And if they did kind of break it up a little bit, if they did kind of, you know, have a couple of different big tournaments, you know, we would have more world champions. We would have more just major champions or whatever. But obviously, with one tournament a year, only one team can win. So the sample size is so small. That is what people don't understand when they talk about this argument. Yes, Korea has a lot of championships. Yes, China has won a couple of championships now. And yes, Europe has not been able to. But the sample size is so small, drawing conclusions from it is absolutely idiotic. There is no statistical significance in anything that we've had. League of Legends esports, and especially the modern League of Legends that people want to talk about, maybe the last 6 years, you're talking about 6 or 7 world championships, and you're drawing any conclusions from that? Math, statistics, and logic would tell you that that is just dumb. There is absolutely no correlation between playing best of threes or playing best of ones during the regular season and how you do internationally. And then the other argument that really bothers me is people saying, wow, the West really values viewership over winning. Until we value winning over viewership, we will never succeed internationally. One, that is stupid. G2 won MSI. G2 made it to the World Finals. Fnatic made it to the World Finals. Cloud9 has made a semifinal. G2's made a semifinal. We've had other teams in the past with like Origin making a semifinal, H2K making a semifinal. It's been all right. It has not been that bad. Yes, again, we have not won world championships, but that is really dumb. Because also at the end of the day, these are businesses. In the West, maybe viewership is not as crazy right now as it is in the East. Yes, gaming is a bigger thing. League of Legends is a bigger thing in Korea, in China. And if you value winning over viewership, when right now I believe 9 teams in the LCS are losing money. I believe TSM is the only team making money. And maybe 10 teams in the LEC are losing money. Maybe G2 has gotten to profitability. But that is it. Out of 20 teams in the West, perhaps 2, and I'm not even sure about G2, are profitable. And that is with the high viewership. And again, in 2016, the LEC tried best of 3s, or the LEC tried best of 2s, the LCS tried best of 3s, viewership plummeted, and that is terrible. That is not sustainable. So if you want to say, oh, let's value winning, let's try to win, let's go to best of 3s, which again, best of 3s is not even equivalent to winning, in light of viewership, that does not even make sense. That is not a sustainable business model. So that's why it's not even on the table for the LCS or LEC right now. Viewership is not there. It is not to that level. And if we want esports to last 10, 20, 30 years, or if Gilius wants to have a job where he can make the money he makes playing a video game professionally, which is awesome, it's great. I appreciate the entertainment and everything. I think these people should be able to make money. But the leagues have to be making money, the teams have to be making money for the players to be making money. So if you want to say, oh, fuck the viewership, let's just go to what's going to make us do the most winning, even though that's not even proven, that's not even necessarily true, that is another just dumb take, because that is absolutely not sustainable. And if that's something you value, if you value, winning over viewership, you might last a couple years, but 10 years from now, the LEC will not exist. Gilius will not have a job, or, the next guy, the next kid up and coming, the next Gilius Jr. will not have a job, and there will not be a league for him. And yes, maybe Europe gets to win their one world championship now, but, competitive League of Legends will not exist in the West in the near future, and that's just how it is. And yes, people are saying, oh, maybe things have changed now. It's only been a couple of years. I don't think things have changed that much. But if you do think things have changed, or if you do think, oh, we should just go to more days of the week, or blah, 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 I really don't agree with those arguments either, because, I don't know, when I think to American sports, like the NFL, the most popular league by far, the league that makes the most money, they have, staked their claim dominating a single day of the week with 16, 17 games a year. And it's been insane, the amount of revenue that they've been able to generate, the amount of hype, the amount of viewership. Yes, there's other leagues that play way more games and do way less well, and they play more days of the week and do way less well. There's something to be said about viewer fatigue, especially in the West, where people have a million other options to do. People don't have to sit down and watch competitive League of Legends every day of the week. During the week, I have work, I have school, I have homework, I just have my regular life that I want to live. The weekends is a great time where I have a ton of free time to be able to sit down and watch some League of Legends. But if they went to best of 3s and had to go to 4 or 5 days a week, all of a sudden, I'm a huge League of Legends fan. I'm, in one of the top percentages of people that watch competitive League of Legends. You would lose me, definitely, on some games, or I would miss out on a ton of games. So I can't even imagine a casual League of Legends fan, how little of those games they would be watching, especially for the less popular teams. I don't know. It just seems like a really bad idea. I don't even think it necessarily correlates to results, because again, we have seen them try best of 2s and best of 3s before. If we go to the 2016 World Championships, where they did try this out, you will see that, yes, H2K did make it to the semifinals. Yes, Cloud9 did make it out of groups, but you will see that is it. There was one European team that made it out of groups, and one North American team that made it out of groups. We have the other finishers, G2, who went 1-5. We have Splice that went 1-5. Overall, this was one of the worst performances for Europe ever at a World Championship, with 2 teams going 1-5. Pretty terrible. And yes, H2K did make it to the semifinals, but if you do remember, they played Albus Nox Luna in the quarterfinals. They got by far the easiest quarterfinals draw, and that's why they were able to make it to the semifinals, and then they ended up getting 3-0'd by Samsung Galaxy. So, again, they played a best of 2. They played more games in the regular season, and that did not necessarily equate to World's success. Again, this is a very small sample size. This was just 1 year, but I mean, you're just looking at like 5 years of best of 1s, or 6 years of best of 1s, or whatever it's been. So we have seen this in the past. We have tried this in the past, and it did not work. It was terrible for business. It was terrible for viewership. And if anything, the results got worse, if not just stayed the same. I mean, this looks like an average year for the LEC. Now, since we've gone back to best of 1s, again, Fnatic World Finals, G2 World Finals, G2 MSI title, G2 World Semifinals. Like, why? Just because the LCK plays best of 3, just because LPL plays best of 3, there's also a lot of things they do differently. They also have better players. They also have better infrastructure. They also have better organizations. They also have better scouting. They also have better just up-and-coming young players. It is way more than just the difference between best of 1s and best of 3s, and that is such a lazy take to say, you know, hey, we just want to play best of threes. And like Gilius and any players in the LEC saying that is such a cop-out. It's such an excuse. Instead of looking at the format and trying to blame the format, how about try to get better? How about try to be better? How about use it as motivation and fuel that, hey, we need to be better this year. Hey, look, G2 is playing best of ones, and they almost won Worlds. We can do it too. It can happen in the LEC. You can do it in best of ones. It just seems so lazy. And then the other part of this tweet that actually really pissed me off more probably was he said, maybe we actually send our best 3 teams to Worlds if it's best of 3. Now, this is dumb. This doesn't even make sense. I guess he's trying to say that Schalke didn't make it to Worlds because it wasn't best of 3, which doesn't make sense. I mean, the top 3 teams were G2, Fnatic, and Rogue, without a doubt. And those 3 teams made it to Worlds. Now, I don't know why he's saying best 3 teams, because if Schalke had any conversation, it wasn't over Rogue. It was over maybe Mad Lions, because obviously Mad Lions went on to not even make it out of the play-ins, but they were the 4th team from Europe, so that's a little bit weird. But also, if you do recall, you know, Schalke had a best of 5 against Mad Lions, where they lost 3-1. Now, if the regular season format was different, how would any of this have changed? Maybe if Schalke is better than Mad Lions at best of 3s, they would have taken G2's, or they would have taken Mad Lions' spot in the upper bracket, and they would have been playing against G2. Okay, well, I'm going to say that they would have lost to G2, and then guess where they would have been? They would have replaced Mad Lions in the lower bracket, and Mad Lions would have played against SK, beat them, and then they would have played Schalke in the exact same spot, and then still 3-1 them. Things would not have played out any differently. It just seems like Gilius is looking to make really dumb excuses for how things went last year, for why Europe isn't able to win world championships, and why Schalke isn't able to make it to Worlds. This makes absolutely no sense to me. Yes, his tweets are getting popular. Yes, you know, the kind of pandering of, oh, we want best of 3s, we want best of 3s, and then everyone kind of echoes that out. There's a reason Riot isn't doing it, and yes, people don't agree with every decision Riot makes, and I certainly don't either. But in this case, I definitely think Riot is correct. Could best of 3s potentially do something different? I don't know, but it is not very sustainable, and it also does not equate necessarily to results. Yeah, I mean, that's just how it is. Europe has done fine the last couple of years. They've honestly made big strides. The league is getting better. The players are getting better. The future is bright for Europe. And yeah, I mean, the LCK and LPL are successful, yes, and they have been historically better than the LEC, but it is not because of best of 1s. It is not because of best of 3s. There's so many different variables at play, and just to try to boil it down to one thing like that is just not very smart in my opinion. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Definitely drop a like if you enjoyed it. Leave a comment down below. What do you think about this whole situation? Should the LEC go to best of 1? Should they go to best of 3s? Do you think Gilius is right? Do you think he's wrong? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe to stay updated on my latest content. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace!